SIRTOBA Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome.
I push that weight to get that dough, but I don't break cause I've been broke. If ain't no pain, then ain't no growth. To keep it 100, I came in to run it and bet if I had to, I'd do it again. It ain't no race if I don't win. I push that weight to get that dough, but I don't break cause I've been broke. If ain't no pain, then ain't no growth. To keep it 100, I came in to run it and bet if I had to, I'd do it again. It ain't no race if I don't win. Trust I'm coming up for that top spot, coming up for that throne. Trust I'm coming up for that drop top, coupe sitting on.
Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Grind. I am your host, Korrey, and we are here to talk about all things WWE. And you can catch The Grind every single Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern, right here on SIRTOBA Media, SIRTOBA Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome, every single Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. You can also catch The Grind on many different social media platforms. Those platforms will be available for you all to see at the end of today's episode. Now, let's get into what we have for today.
If ain't no pain, then ain't no growth. To keep it 100, I came in to run it and bet if I had to, I'd do it again.
What a week it's been. WrestleMania has come and gone. And now, we're towards the end of our week. And what better way to recap what took place, give some short thoughts and opinions on what happened during the week by having a lit and that ain't it moments of the week episode. So before I get into my lit and that ain't it moments of the week, I want to first give a huge shout out to you all for showing up last week for our live episode. Thank you so much to the creator, the brainchild behind SIRTOBA Media, Drew Willingham, for showing up last week. We had a great time. We didn't even realize we were on live for over 3 hours, but it was a great time talking about wrestling. And I really appreciate him taking time out of his busy schedule to join me on a very special WrestleMania episode of The Grind. So, Drew, thank you to everyone that showed up, all the views we received, etc. It is greatly appreciated. We really want to put our stamp on this content game and bring something a little different with some shenanigery. And it was a great time, and you all showed up for us in the comments, through your likes, etc. Thank you so much. And hopefully we get to do it again in the future. Hopefully you all subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to SIRTOBA Media, if you haven't subscribed to The Grind, then I would highly suggest you do so you don't miss out on what we have next for you. Now let's get into it. Before we can take a withdrawal out of our bank account, proverbial bank account, we need to put some deposits in. So we're going to start with our lit moments of the week. I won't go into complete detail about every single thing, but I do want to make sure that, you all take a moment, go check some of these things out. It was really good. It was a lot of good moments this week. One of the things that I really loved this week was the IC title win, the Intercontinental Championship win of Dominic Mysterio at WrestleMania this year. I thought it was the right move, the right call. That young man has changed night and day from when he started back in 2020, 2021, when he had his first match against Seth Rollins at freaking SummerSlam during the COVID era. And he has made a complete 180. He has joined the Judgment Day, changed his whole, just everything about him. He was getting booed out the wazoo, the biggest heel in the doggone company. And this kid has turned it around. Or excuse me, man, I don't like calling grown men kids. This is weird to me. But this man here has showed out. And I think it's the right play on the story between him and Finn. And therefore moving Braun Breaker into a different situation. But him and Finn, the storyline's the cracks in the Judgment Day is going to continue. So, lit moment of the week: Mysterio winning Intercontinental Championship. This week was full of attacks as well. So, John Cena, the last quote unquote real champion who won the Undisputed Championship with Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, all due some tactics that, you know, we may not all agree with. He won the title. He's won the 17th title, and he has broken the record. He's calling himself the last real champion. He comes out on Monday Night Raw to do a promo, and out of nowhere, he gets an RKO from Randy Orton. We should have saw it coming because Backlash is in St. Louis, and they have made that match official now as of Friday Night SmackDown. John Cena, undisputed champion, has agreed to wrestle Randy Orton at Backlash in St. Louis, and he wants to embarrass him in front of his family, in front of his friends, in his hometown of St. Louis. So we'll see how this story goes. It's great that they revisited this first, and this should tell a great story for John Cena's last hurrah with WWE. So Cena, Orton, Backlash. Also, Gunther is off the hinges. He's off the rails. You know, crash out season is here for Gunther. And he went over to Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. He was going back and forth with Michael Cole about some things that he had said. And Michael Cole, he shouldn't have said this. I mean, you know, you knew what was going to happen next. He told Gunther, well, I wasn't the one that tapped out. And Gunther lost it, put him in that chokehold, had pushed McAfee over, put Michael Cole in chokehold. McAfee comes to defend him. And the rule in wrestling is you never turn your back on someone. And McAfee made that mistake and got choked out for it. What does it lead to is the question. Gunther was fined a unannounced amount of money and is suspended indefinitely. But what does it lead to? Is it going to change anything? I think we're about to get Gunther versus McAfee. Maybe at Backlash, who knows? But it's looking more towards that way where Gunther is going to take on McAfee because McAfee ain't no chump. He's not going to take that too lightly. So let's see what happens from there. One of my favorite matches of the week, one of the cool matches of the week was the surprise on Monday Night Raw after Mania when Io Sky comes out to celebrate her title win, which she very much so deserved. And we'll talk about that match in a second. But Stephanie Vaquer, the NXT Women's Champion, comes out to challenge Io in a phenomenal match. You knew it was not going to come out with a definitive winner because Roxanne and Julia comes out to be disqualified, to cause a disqualification. Basically, there was no winner announced for the match officially. But Rhea Ripley comes to make the save and lets Io Sky know I'm coming for this, but shows her great respect. So the match, though, if you want to see it, please go back and look at Vaquer versus Sky. It was amazing. And those women, you know, you can see where the future of the women's division is going. I've said it before and I'll say it again. NXT's women's division is the best women's division on the planet. I don't care. The best. Which leads to a few surprises. So we get the return of Rusev on Monday Night Raw, puts Otis into the Accolade, but it doesn't look like he's either face or heel. And again, I've said this in other videos, I am very happy that WWE is not leaning into the heel and face thing as much anymore. Like putting a title on it, on the person's character, kind of limits the character in my opinion. Why they just can't be human? There's some mean humans out here. There's some evil humans out here. There's some good humans out here. There's some gullible humans out here. You can go on and on and on and on. Just play off their humanity. And that's what can actually develop the character more so than this person's a heel, this person's a face. Like, I don't care. So we don't know what Rusev's intentions is, but he definitely came back and destroyed Alpha Academy. So we're going to see where Rusev goes from here. Same thing on Friday Night SmackDown. The Miz comes out. He's tired of being disrespected. And, you know, they overlooked him for a match against Orton and all this other great stuff. Didn't have nothing to do on Mania, even though he was on SportsCenter and you know, all that good stuff, doing reporting and stuff for Mania. Whatever. But the return of Aleister Black took place on Friday Night SmackDown. And I will tell you that I loved Aleister Black, Tommy End, Malachi Black, wherever you know him from. And I'm interested in seeing what they're going to do with him. He came back with his old theme song, kind of remastered. I feel like the drums were a little too loud for that track, so it kind of like took away from it a little bit for me. But the fact that it's his old theme song and he didn't get Def Rebel, as everybody in the content world has said, I am okay. But he comes back, same stoic nature. And Black masses the Miz into the Shadow Realm, get him out of here. Take me to the king. Get Miz up out of here. And Aleister Black is back. And I can't wait to see what they do with him from here. There's so many matchups in my mind, and I just cannot wait to see what he has in store. Speaking of Aleister Black, his lovely wife, Zelina Vega, just in case you've been living on a rock and you did not know. Yes, Zelina Vega is married to Aleister Black, and Zelina Vega has won her first singles championship in WWE, and it was a great feel-good moment. It's been years. Zelina has put in the work. She's one of those ones that came out as a manager. I believe she wrestled before she got to WWE. But she came out as a manager to Andrade, has grown over the years. Recently was with LWO. Now she's on her own again on SmackDown. And this woman cooks in the ring. She always wins the crowd over during her matches by doing something that, you know, they don't think that she can do. She's small in stature, but that girl is a beast. She is mighty. And she won the Women's United States Championship from Chelsea Green on SmackDown, and I freaking love it. She deserves it. I'm glad they're rewarding those people who deserves championship runs, and let's see what they do with her. The one knock on her, the one knock is the theme music. I don't feel like it gravitates or it brings people to, like, they know it's Zelina after the graphics hit, but do they know that if you took the graphics off? And that's the kind of like my thing with theme music nowadays and getting death rebelled, as they say, is that the theme music got to be a part of that character. Like when you hear it's all about the game, you know it's Triple H. When you hear that glass shatter, you know it's Stone Cold. When you hear that gong, you know it's The Undertaker. Like it's certain things that you know is just people without even seeing any graphics. And I think that they need to do a better job of equating theme songs to the wrestler's character. You know, so, but anyways, Zelina Vega, I'm so happy for you. And kudos to you. You deserve it. And, you know, it's a great night in your home with Aleister returning and you winning a championship. I'm just going to see what they're going to do from here. I can't wait to see. Speaking of feel-good moments, Randy Orton did not have an opponent at WrestleMania. And lo and behold, my prediction on our live episode of The Grind, episode 26 of last week, Joe Hendry shows up. And it's just more of a feel-good moment. Joe Hendry took the WWE to new heights socially last year when he appeared on NXT. And like they've been chanting his name ever since. The dirt sheets and the underground people, the big people with the background noise said that it was Randy Orton's idea to have Joe Hendry show up. And if he did, then kudos to Randy, man. Kudos to Randy for getting that man up onto the biggest stage of them all, the grandest stage of them all, and giving him and TNA ultimately some love. So Joe Hendry comes in, even though he got RKO'd into the next dimension. I think it was a great moment. He was not buried. I get tired of people always using those crazy words, buried, botch, all that stuff like that. He was not buried. This was a great rub, basically, from Randy Orton. And who doesn't want a rub from a 20-plus year veteran in the game, a legend, Hall of Famer, etc., in Randy Orton? So Joe Hendry comes back, WrestleMania stage. I love it. Speaking of feel-good moments, Jey Uso finally won the World Heavyweight Championship from Gunther, which is the reason why Gunther attacked the announce team, because he was pissed. But Jey Uso finally did it in a decent match. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, it was a bar burner. It was a classic. But he didn't, super kick us to death and all that stuff like that. He did, have a little bit of an arsenal of offense. I felt like Gunther kind of carried the match. But I feel like, it was okay. It was definitely better than this other match I'm going to talk about in a couple of moments. But, it was okay. I'll put it that way. I think Jey still has more in him. He needs to develop more. He needs more of a moveset. He needs to put on a wrestling match, not a spot match, a wrestling match. And it's not to say that he can't wrestle, because you see at times he has movesets. He does different things. And, when he was in the tag team, it was a lot more fluid. Now, just as a singles competitor, I just feel like he's trying to find his set. And I just want him to just go out there and wrestle, flow, do your thing. But I'm so happy for Jey Uso. He deserves the World Heavyweight Championship. And let's see what they do with Jey from here. Let's make his storylines compelling. Jey Uso is the new World Heavyweight Champion. So the alliance of Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins got even deeper on Monday night. And boy, oh boy, are we about to cook. Is this the New Age evolution? With like Heyman being Flair, Rollins being like Triple H, the brainchild behind it. And now they've added Braun Breaker to this scenario. And he's like the Batista. So who is going to be the Randy Orton of the crew? It feels like a modern day evolution. And I mean, it plays right into the hands of Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is the architect. He is the architect. So like at some point, I think he's going to win that World Heavyweight Championship. And it's going to be like where Braun Breaker or somebody kind of wins the Rumble or something and kind of replay that evolution thing again. But this story is seemingly about to heat up. Paul Heyman turned his back on Roman, on Punk at the Mania show in the main event of Saturday night. And now they're kind of really reaching into their bag of what this could be. I think they're going to use Heyman and they're going to use Rollins to elevate younger talent. And I can't wait to see what they do with this. And it looked like Roman and Punk was going to have to eventually team up, put their differences to the side, and kind of figure this whole thing out. Good luck. But it seems like a New Age evolution. What are they going to call them? Who knows? But this is the start of something good, and I hope they continue to cook. And probably my favorite match coming out of the weekend, my entire favorite match coming out of the weekend is the women's triple threat. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair for the Women's World Championship. This match was 5 stars and then some. It was my favorite match of the weekend. Those women showed out. It wasn't just a spot fest. It was a WrestleMania match. I mean, like, you thinking somebody got a close pinfall, somebody kicks out, and poor Bianca. Bianca breaks her fingers in the match, and she's going to be out for a while, which I think she deserves a break. Bianca been going crazy for years now, and I think it's ever since she's been called up, because I remember her being off for a significant amount of time. I think she needs to be off for a significant amount of time. Let this Jade Cargill Naomi feud kind of play itself out, because you can extend that. And, give Bianca time off to kind of deal with some things. Maybe, give her some time off. She deserves it. That woman deserves it. And I don't care if y'all booed her. Like, she's amazing, man. She is freaking amazing. Same as Ripley, same as Sky. Like, I mean, talk about a match that captivates you. High flying moments, crazy. Like, as you can tell, I'm at a loss for words for this match. If you do not watch anything WrestleMania weekend, watch this match. It opened WrestleMania Sunday. It opened the show, and you need to watch this match. Damn near 30 minutes of crazy, crazy wrestling. So those women, shout out to y'all for showing out the way you did during WrestleMania weekend. Ripley, Sky, Belair, please go watch that match if you haven't. Now, I have one more lit moment of the week, but I'm not going to get into it yet. I'm not going to do it because it's going to lean into what I have in a second. So we're going to jump over. All right. So we're going to look at That Ain't It moments of the week. Stuff that just ain't land. And to be honest with you, I could tear a whole thing apart, but I'm not. But there were some things I just could not get down with. Let's go into the more personal thing that was on WrestleMania. One of the two, matches that was very personal. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. I am glad that Tiffany Stratton kept the title, but the match felt stale to me. Very, very stale. In a match that I believe should have been like a 5-star classic between these two women. They're very athletic. They're flamboyant. They have presence about themselves. And I think something personally was really going on. And God, dog, Charlotte Flair was throwing some stiff shots at Tiffy time. And I don't care what Tiffy said. Her teeth got knocked out. I mean, her teeth was jacked, but she did end up winning the match. I'm glad they kept it on her. But like Charlotte, I don't know, man. Charlotte is so freaking good, man. But every time something personal is going on that's playing out on live TV, it's got something to do with Charlotte. WWE, we need to look into this situation. What is the problem? What is the problem? We need to figure out what's going on with Charlotte. Point blank, period. She can't keep on knocking off these younger stars like that. But nah. Another that ain't it moment of the week: New Day versus War Raiders. That was a Monday Night Raw tag team match. Point blank, period. It did not deserve to be on Mania. Nothing happened that surprised me. Nothing happened that made it memorable. Like, I could give two about what happened during this match. We're done. We're going to be done with this next one too. El Grande Americano versus Rey Fenix, who took the place of Rey Mysterio. And I don't understand it. I don't understand the outcome. Don't care. I don't care if you're trying to elevate El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable. Nobody cares about that, man. I felt like you kind of just destroyed the aura of Rey Fenix, and you just wanted to have him on the show because of what he can bring. He's amazing. Freaking amazing. And the best part of this match is that reverse 450 by El Grande Americano that I actually enjoyed. The rest of it, I see Rey Fenix do this all the time. Chad Gable, it is what it is. Heel tactics, headbutt with the little steel plate in his mask, and then he wins. Again, a Monday Night Raw match. Didn't deserve to be on WrestleMania. Don't care. Another thing that ain't it moment of the week is Bayley off of WrestleMania just so you can return Becky Lynch. Who the heck? I really need to go watch that interview with Chris Van Vliet and Bayley, because there was a clip that has gone viral of Bayley. She was ready to say something, but then she didn't. So I guess the consensus is that she knew she was not going to be on the WrestleMania card. And she just, I don't know, man. I feel bad for her because she has been consistent. Besides the time that she tore her ACL, MCL, whatever it was up in her knee, she has been a model of consistency. She was the MVP of the COVID era, point blank, period. And I just feel like Bayley has just been, out of the 4 horsewomen, the most consistent, the most, I will do anything, I will try anything, whatever, with the company. And to not pay off her year by having her on a Mania card to play into a story, hopefully it leads, let me put it this way, hopefully it leads to a story with her and Becky Lynch that lasts all the way to Mania. The lineage of the women's Intercontinental Championship needs to be uplifted. It needs to be uplifted. Lyra ain't doing it for me. You got to get somebody with some experience, just like you did with the World Heavyweight Championship. You put it on Rollins first to kind of build some prestige. I think the same thing needs to happen with these mid-card titles. Now, I'm happy with Vega getting it because she's a vet and she deserves it. But on Raw, you got Becky Lynch sitting there. Let her carry the title, be a heel for a bit, and let Bayley be the one to take it off of her. They can have a 5-star classic at next year's WrestleMania. So I see where it's going, but I was not happy about how they took Bayley off Mania. Nah, that ain't it. Another thing that was not it was Rhodes versus Cena. It was lackluster. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I had all the plans in the world to go to WrestleMania this year because it's John Cena's last. Who doesn't want to be there? It was probably the most underwhelming, lackluster main events for WrestleMania that I have seen. And I literally sat here trying to think back to what was the previous Manias that I've seen, because I've been watching Manias 20 plus years now. And I don't remember a Mania main event ending this bad. John was calling spots all up and through the match. You could see him telling Cody, it was one point where Cody was punching him and he would tell him again. And then it was no, back up. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Cody is a vet in this game. Cody is not new. He's been doing this. Why are we sitting here calling all these spots, bro? I just, the match was lackluster. Then we had to bring in Travis Scott for no goddamn reason again. And anyways, heel Cena was going to be heel Cena. I think they handled this whole thing wrong with heel Cena. The promos and stuff after he turned heel was great. The actual heel turn, I said it in my episode about the Royal Rumble, about the Elimination Chamber, that Cena didn't need The Rock to do this. It could have played out at Mania. I think it would have been more impactful at Mania, but I understand the story leading up to it. And I think the story has been pretty cool, you know, with the promos and stuff, but like the actual work, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, Cody, I don't know, man. I don't know. Something's got to be done about this to rectify the situation. I don't know. Maybe they're going to have Cody be the one to take the strap back off of him at the end of the year or something. Who knows? But that main event, that ain't it. To get to the thing that was my last lit moment of the week, but also my that ain't it moment of the week is the Street Profits defending their WWE Championship against DIY and Motor City Machine Guns. And let me tell you right now, that match was amazing. It should have been on the Mania card. Point blank, period. It had no business being a main event on a Friday Night SmackDown. You could have moved Drew and LA Knight into that main event spot to see who was going to challenge Jacob Fatu and let the Profits, Motor City Machine Guns, and DIY get on Mania. Take off El Grande Americano, take off the War Raiders and New Day. There go your 30 minutes for that match. I'm glad they made the last hour of SmackDown, you know, commercial free. But God dog it, that match deserved to be in front of 70,000 people, 60,000 people, whoever it may be. That match had no business being on SmackDown, and I'm going to say it again and again and again and again. The SmackDown Tag Team division is cooking. An actual storyline built into this Tag Team division. Thank you, God, because look at how it has raised the level of importance in the division to be the Tag Team Champions, to be known as the best tag team. Then the gear the Street Profits came out with, I'm pretty sure it was their Mania gear, was dedicated to Shawn Michaels, which I think was dope. The spots they had in this match, Montez Ford doing a super blockbuster outside of the ring. Like, oh my God, Ciampa, White Noise through the ladder with Montez Ford. Like, table spots. The spear, the callback to the spear, when Edge speared, was it Jeff Hardy, I believe, off the ladder in the TLC match at WrestleMania, through a table this time though. That was on the mat. This one was through a table. And this, oh my Lord, the missed opportunity with this to make this blow up even more. Triple H, I'm looking right at you. Because you know damn well this had no business being on no damn SmackDown. I don't care how you're trying to make the week after WrestleMania hot. This match did not belong on a SmackDown. Straight up, point blank period. You elevated the show. Congratulations. But you just made people spend $20,000, $30,000. Randy Orton just found out in a viral clip that a fan paid $30,000 to come to WrestleMania. And he said it was ridiculous. It was embarrassing. Y'all had people, TKO, whoever it is, made people pay thousands of dollars to fly across the world, the country, wherever it may be, to find room, board, and pay tickets for your Mania show. And how dare you leave this gym off the show? How, there was no way. And it was the reason why I backed out of going to WrestleMania. There's no way I'm going to pay that bunch of money for lackluster matches. Absolutely not. The best of the best is what gets on the show. Triple H said it himself. They give them the stories. The wrestlers are the one, the superstars, the performers are the ones that get the story over. What more does that tag team division need to do to show you that they're over? What more? It is disgusting that it was on SmackDown. That is why it is a that ain't it moment of the week, but it's also a lit moment of the week because that damn match set the week off. It ended the week right. This was the best match of the entire week. Point blank period. The best. And the right team won in the Street Profits. Street Profits, I want smoke too. Montez Ford, you are just different, dog. And Dawkins, bro, you need your respect. Everybody talk about Montez Ford, which is cool, you know, and he's flamboyant. He has a lot of energy about himself, etc. Like Montez stands out, but gosh dang it, Dawkins, you have upped your game as well, and you deserve your flowers too, dog. You deserve your flowers. goddamn street profits need their respect. I'm so sick and tired of them doing this to people. I am so sick and tired of it. Do better. Put the best on the Mania show. Don't try to save nothing. Empty the clip onto the Mania show. All right, y'all. So I'm sorry about that little rant. I had to get that on out my system because I'm just tired of them giving us lackluster. But anyways, so that is my lit and that ain't it moments of the week. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Comment down below. What was your lit moments of the week? What had you hyped? What made you, think about, oh, this is going to be memorable. This is cool. And what is your that ain't it moments of the week? What is just like, it just didn't sit right with you? Or it was just like, you know what? Trash that. Get it up out of here. No, sir. But I appreciate y'all spending some time with me on this afternoon. I hope that you enjoy your Saturday. Hopefully the weather's pretty good. It's supposed to rain around my way, so we'll see what happens. Luckily, I got out and cut my grass yesterday. But before we get out of here, number one, make sure you like, share, subscribe. SIRTOBA Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome. Please help us. We're trying to get to a certain level in this content game, and we can't do it without you. So if there is something that you want to see, please share it with us on any video that you see or any piece of content that you see here on this channel. Follow The Grind on many different social media platforms. Share, subscribe. The Grind does have its own YouTube channel where you see shorts, etc. on it, but the full episodes of The Grind will be right here on SIRTOBA Media. So help me out with The Grind and those platforms. Other platforms will be available for you to see here in a second. And remember, stay true to what you do, stay true to why you do, and always stay true to you. I'll see y'all next week. I'm out.
I push that weight to get that goal, but I don't break 'cause I've been wrong.